Hi, everybody. Thanks for logging on to NewsChannel5.com. It is a big week. The Boys State Basketball Championships going on down at Value City Arena. It all begins on Thursday. And in all the years I've covered the Boys State Championship, I don't think I can remember this many teams from Cleveland and Northeast Ohio going south to play for a state championship. We're nice enough to have three of those gentlemen who get their teams ready to go down there. From St. Ed's, Eric Flannery. From Garfield Heights, Sonny Johnson. From Villa Angela St. Joe's, Babe Kwasniak. Guys, thanks for coming in. Let's talk a little bit about the experience. Eric, for you, 9th time you get a chance to get down there. You also get a chance to defend your state championship. The season's been a grind. You've played nationally. You've traveled on the road to start your season. For some of these kids, they were under the bright lights last year. How tough is it to get back to the state championship, let alone get there once?
I mean, it's really tough. I mean, again, we do have a few guys that were back from last year, but in reality, it's an entirely different team. We have 3 new starters. Our bench is completely different. And to have that bullseye on your back, again, not only being St. Ed's, but being the defending state champs, it's tough. And it's a grind for the kids. Every, night in and night out, we're getting everybody's best, and that's what we expect. And that simply prepares us for this time of year. And I think that's why we've had so much success in the tournament, is because, we've taken some lumps during the year, but we've learned from them. And we've played some of the best teams, like a VASJ or a Garfield Heights. And, that's why all 3 of us are here, sitting with you tonight and having a good time.
Sonny, how do you get those guys that have never experienced anything like tournaments? One thing, district regionals, that's all great, but this beast is a whole different one. How do you get some of these kids to even just kind of ease them into this experience that's about to happen to them?
Well, that's what's special about this group. We're pretty young. Most of our guys come back next year. We got Frankie Hughes and Willie Jackson, and 2 sophomores, Sean Kirsten and Marion Jackson, is coming back, and they led us with Brandon Johnson, a couple of seniors. But to have no experience with our group, with this new group that's going downstate this year, that's what makes this team special. But it starts somewhere, so I'm happy it started with a great bunch of kids.
And speaking of great bunch of kids, you want to talk about a grade point average that'll knock your socks off. Your guys have a chance. You lost in the state championship last year. You have guys on your team that remember that are coming back and have a chance now if they can get through the state semi. But the experience in all, as tough as it is to get to one, as I asked Eric, the grind to get back there, but it's got to feel special to know you're 1 win away from a chance to kind of redeem what happened last year.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. I'll never forget something when I played. I graduated back in '94 from VSJ, and we were fortunate enough to win a state championship that year.
Makes you how? No, it's another way.
But one of our assistant coaches, who is now at John Carroll, and these guys will know this legend, his name is Frank O'Brien, Coach O'Brien. And I'll never forget this when he said this. We won the regionals. We actually beat Central Catholic, who had a point guard by the name of Earl Boykins. He was a pretty good player. And he said, fellas, now when you're driving down I-71 on that bus, think about all those other schools that aren't going to get the chance to play this weekend. And obviously that resonated with me, still does to this day, because you need to realize that you just have an amazing opportunity, because there's so many guys who want to be playing still, and they're going to AAU practice and they're going to the weight room and they don't get a chance to play anymore, Mike. So you have to really relish it.
For both you guys, especially because you've been down there, but Eric, how do you balance? Enjoy this whole moment, but at the same time, it's a stressful moment because you're trying to win a state championship for your school. How do you balance that?
Well, a lot of it's how you've built up to this point. I mean, how have you coached your kids throughout the year to really balance the schedule, to balance each game and move forward? And we have a philosophy, it's next play. I mean, move on. I mean, it's what's done is done. We're enjoying it. We're happy. Like Babe said, we're playing still, so enjoy that. But now let's focus. What is our goal? You have the rest of your life to brag about what you've done and winning a state championship or being in the Final Four. Right now you have to be focused and take that business approach. But somehow along the way, we do team meetings and we talk about all this stuff. Somehow along the way, you got to keep reminding your guys to just enjoy it and take it all in, and take that drive down I-71 and just enjoy every moment that you can, and that's what we try to do.
Can you do that, Babe? Is that something that the kids could actually take in that way?
Yeah, you know what I think is going to help this year is amongst our programs. These kids are friends. Derek Pardon and Kipper Nichols are good friends. I know Mo Johnson and Willie Jackson kick it and hang out. I think that'll help alleviate some of the anxiety or the jitters that they may have, Mike. I mean, I can remember going down there playing and watching Cleveland Heights play with Stringer and Coach and Jeremy Holmes. So I think that's something that should help us too. I think we're all going to try. I think the best thing you could do is get down there and try to go to a game, you know, just to take it in, right? Take in the experience, because no matter what you say, you're going to be nervous. I mean, you're nervous as coaches, right? I mean, and you're, as a player, especially if it's your first time on that floor, as Sonny was talking about, he's got some young guys, you're going to be nervous. You should be.
And you guys all go down there. I mean, the coaches do go. They have coaches meetings down there, so there are agendas, and a lot of you guys have experience. Sonny, you're sitting there in the crowd. You're watching the Division I state championship. You're watching these guys. You're watching somebody. What starts to run through your mind? Is it hard not to imagine, gosh, I can't, just the chance to get back here one more time would be, if I could just do it one more time?
You know what, it's a blessing, because I've had a lot of teams, since the teams we went down there in 2011, we had a lot of talented teams that didn't make it to this point. So I learned to take nothing for granted, and just feel blessed. God has blessed me to be in a special place, special school system that has some special kids to get back to this point, which is a tough place to get to.
You guys have Westerville South. That's the next game. What do you know about these for your fans and the people that are interested, especially in this matchup? What do you know about these guys? What do you got to do?
Well, I know they're from Columbus, if I'm not mistaken, and they're going to bring a nice crowd. So we better come out. Our Garfield fans better come out and show a lot of support. I think that's going to be huge for us as well. But they're very talented team. They have a couple of Division I players. They have an unbelievable big man who finishes well on the basket. Two brothers actually on the team that are two Division I kids. So one's 6'7" and one's 6'8". So we got our hands full, but hey, listen, at this point of time, when you get to that Final Four, anything can happen. So, you know, we just hoping St. Ed's wins. I know Flannery's cheering for me, but after that, then, you know, it's
all off after that.
Yeah.
Babe, you have Eastmoor Academy, also from Columbus. It's their first time in the state semifinal. For you guys, you were there. You know what the experience is like. What do you know about these guys?
Yeah, not a ton. I mean, they're the polar opposite of us, Mike, where they haven't been down there. We've been blessed to have been down there, 14 times previously. So the challenge we're going to have to look forward to is and this will be near and dear to your heart, is not looking ahead to that other team in the bracket. You know, the team that beat us is kind of wavering there on the other side, and we got to make sure we don't look ahead to that, because you don't get to Saturday unless you win on Thursday.
You guys get Wayne, Heber Heights. What do you know about these guys? And I know you've watched a little film on them already.
I think their coach is pressing me right now, and they're double teaming my son, the point guard, right now. They're all over the place. They're relentless. They're long. They're athletic. Extremely talented. Again, you know, keys for us is to get back, stop their transition, rebound the basketball, and handle their pressure. If we do that, it could be a basketball game. But they're a very, very talented group, and kind of like, you know, in Babe's situation, though, it is their first time making it down there. So we're hoping that our experience kind of plays a role in this, and maybe we can take advantage of that early in the game.
You guys have all played against each other, but because of the draw this year, especially in Division I, if you guys can get through the semifinals, here's two good friends standing on the same sideline with their teams. How hard is, I mean, you played in the regular season, that's one thing, but unfortunately only one team can go home with the gold trophy. For both of you guys, how tough is that to know your buddy's on the other sideline?
It's not tough at all. I mean, we're going to...
He won, too, so he's trying to...
No.
Better question is, who am I rooting for?
You got to give me one, right? I got to get one.
We're both focusing on Friday. If it happens that we match up on Saturday, we're going to kick his butt. You know, that's all it is. I mean, that's the way you have to approach it. You know, as much as I love Sonny and everything that he does, I mean, it's a battle, and it's like playing your brother in the backyard one-on-one. You know, you love each other, but you want to kick his butt while you're playing.
You know, I got to say, I got to kick his butt. All my Garfield people are looking every way. We're going to kick his butt as soon as we get there.
That's what it's all about.
You know what is we have a lot of respect, and you know, like I said, we're blessed to be here, and we're going to compete for one game. Like Coach Flann said, we got to get past a tough team at Westerville South. Once we get past them, then we'll worry about Coach Flann. I already got 6 tapes on them, so I'm fine with that. But
hey, Babe, who wins? These guys play. Who wins? You pick the winner.
How about the winner? How about the winner gets Sonny's son to go to their school when we get there? Because that kid
that's
is
already done. He's already coming to VASJ.
He's unbelievable. One of the best players I've ever seen at his age. The guy's amazing.
A lot of it depends on if Sonny's got his phone on his belt or not. That's a big piece of it. And Mike, I mean, what a year for Cleveland hoops, right? LeBron comes home. I mean, this has been the banner year, I mean, I think, for Cleveland high school basketball. I mean, it's been as good this year. I mean, he beat a great Shaker team. You know, you had to go out west to play, but I mean, what a year for Cleveland hoops.
Yeah, 2 nationally ranked teams, yourself, St. Vincent, St. Mary's. I mean, what amazing year. Getting a lot of press, and it's been good.
What about Cleveland Central Catholic? I know that's a coach you're very close to. You talk about another Cleveland team that's making it down there. There's certainly no stranger to the state Final Four and championships as well.
Yeah, they got a great team. Coach Holmes is he was a great player. I mean, next to William here, he's probably the best player amongst the coaches. Mr. Basketball, just point that out. But you know, he played. Jeremy Holmes played at Pittsburgh. This is his first year with Cleveland Central Catholic, and they're very good, Mike. They're in our conference. We were lucky enough to beat them twice, but it did not surprise any of us at all. Anyone from Cleveland that they beat St. V. I mean, in a one-and-done situation, and St. V was good. Believe me, I know they were very good. But yeah, they have as good a chance as anybody to go to Columbus and bring the D2 crown back home to Cleveland.
Final question for you guys, and I really want to get your take on this. Player of the Year. Now, I'm going to exclude all of your own players. You can't pick your own players, okay? But there are several top players. Let's just say in our Northeast Ohio, we're not going to worry about anybody south, but I want to stick to the teams that you know and the players that you know. And Eric, I'm going to start with you. If you had to pick a Player of the Year other than Kipper, one of your own guys, who would you choose?
It's a tough. It is a tough choice because there's 5 or 6 really good basketball players, and just because I've seen this guy for 3 years and he's haunted us in a couple different ways, and it's no disrespect to anybody else, but Issa Ahmad has really been a guy that I think can simply just take over a game, and he can shoot it from the perimeter, attack the basket, and he was always just a difficult matchup for us. And you know, Carlton Bragg is right there as far as a toss-up goes, but Issa Ahmad, to me, if I had to pick one out of that group, he'd be the guy.
Babe?
Ooh, you know, we didn't get a chance to play against Issa, so you know, I don't know if I would rather vote for somebody that we actually played against, but I don't know. It's the Lillard kid from Central Catholic is. I mean, I just think he's great defensively, and he's really gotten better and better. It'd probably be him or Kipper, who I would pick.
Son?
Well, like I'm gonna say that you have a lot of great players. You know, you got Carlton, you have Kipper, Devon Andrews as well.
Yeah, from Lorraine.
Can really play. But I've played against Issa for 4 years, and I'm sick of him. I can't stand him. I'm happy he's leaving. He had 37 points on me yesterday, so I mean he's unbelievable. And Issa Ahmad is definitely one of the best players, if not. Shoot, I can say probably the best player I've coached against. He's outstanding. And I hate to say that because I probably have to go up against Kipper later. And Kipper's really good, too, so make sure we know that.
Which one of these guys is more likely to cry if they could win a state championship?
I'm crying. I can tell you right now.
I've already cried.
Districts and regionals. Listen, it's hard to get.
I don't know. Anytime I think you're coaching your son, and take this from
I cried last night. I mean, it was emotional just to get that. Not only, you know, you treat all your players like your kids, and we all know that, but you guys know with your own sons, and you played for your father. It's a special moment. You know, you get emotional. I get emotional now just thinking about it. Just the fact that he gets to go out there and play under those bright lights, and he'll remember that for the rest of their life. I appreciate that, and it'll be really emotional.
Well, we appreciate you guys coming in. Best of luck down there. I'm looking forward to watching y'all play. And for somebody who has to call Division I and Division II, and I want both of you to get there, but I don't want to call the game. I'd have to give it up to somebody.
You can cheer for Sonny. That's all right.
I'll be cheering for Cleveland. I'll be happy to have Cleveland down there.
I'll come help you out. If it ends up being these two guys, Mike, I will come.
You be my color guy.
It's not you and Scooney, is it?
No. Okay. No, we have Pat Bianchi.
Sonny will probably be talking.
Even better.
He'll come over and start talking.
Thanks for these guys coming in. Best of luck to you this week. And thank you for logging on to NewsNet5.com.